degrees. My. 9:15 at night. Look, it's starting to sprinkle. I haven't looked at the weather report to see, but somebody told me there was going to be storming its eyeballs out. Because I had looked earlier and it said it was going to rain like crazy from 11 to 2, and it really didn't. It barely even sprinkled a couple of times. And they were like, oh no, it's really coming. So there might be a hurricane working in or something. It'd show up real quick. I mean, it could be an hour, it could be 9 hours from now, it could be tomorrow, next week. They just kind of appear. And a lot of times it's not dead on here. It'll be like outspurts of it. And it might rain for a day or 3 days straight, never ending, pouring down. Or it could just be light rain for a couple days. It's just because it's tropical weather. Look at all the people in line at the airport. Oh my gosh. And see, it makes you wonder if that's people picking people up or dropping them off or wanting to park. This is not like LAX. I mean, LAX is like the worst place to go on the face of the earth. I've flown out of LAX several times. I don't like planes at all. I will drive thousands of miles before I get on a plane. I have to be smoking drunk to get on a plane. And I didn't quit drinking. I don't like planes. I don't care for anything that if my engine dies, I'm gonna drop, 3,000 feet. I don't like anything like if your plane's gonna back up into a mountain. I'm just not game for that. The day that they served, like those cheap airlines, it's like riding a little aluminum weenie. I rode in one time, and it was so little. When I got off, they said, how was your flight? I said, it was absolutely horrible. It was like the aluminum Oscar Mayer wiener. I can't even believe that plane was so small for commercial airlines. It was like really creepy. It was like you could about feel the metal bend. I was waiting for them to serve me drinks with freaking little parachutes on them, you know what I mean? You know that little bottle? A little cool little parachute hanging off the top before you open it, the part that like gives you the first clue, like, this is the wrong thing. I should have never took this flight. The discount flight. I can't remember who that was years ago that had those really discount flights. They were really dirt cheap. And my boyfriend had told me, he was up in San Francisco, and he said, well, why don't you just take a plane and not pay the money when you get here? I'm like, hell, I can take this such and such flight. I can't remember what that company was. And there were such dirt cheap flights, but it varied on what plane you got on. I think what they did was they sold canceled seats at the last second or something. So you can pick up a flight like so cheap, it was just like beyond belief. And I mean, it was cheaper than going on the Greyhound. And you don't do Greyhound, I've done that too a few times. That's just, Greyhound is the road to hell, okay? I'm serious. If it starts with a G, don't do it, okay? Just don't. I'm telling you, this is not fun in any way. And today they have Wi-Fi on those buses. I'm telling you, don't do it. It's like riding Amtrak. Don't even do that, okay? My brother just did that recently. He got the 8-trip plan for a minimum rate, and he had so much time taken. He did all 8 trips in the minimum time. He's like, I guess I'll go to Texas. Well, I guess I'll go to Carolinas. It's like, what are you doing? I'm on a 2-month trip thing I'm doing. I'm like, what? Just taking Amtrak. I'm like, okay. How is it? Is it fun? And it's like, well, no. And especially if you just buy the seat thing and you don't buy the cabin, because you got to sleep and eat and everything in that seat. You don't get to lay down. But yeah, so I took that cheapo plane flight. God, I wish I could think of that name of that company. And I haven't heard the name in years, so I don't think it even exists any longer. But it was really cheap flights. I'll just take the thing. And I took that sucker from LAX to San Francisco. And when I got off that plane, I thought I flew with my own arms because it was just really bad. I'm serious. It was a really scary thing. I was like feeling the metal bend. I thought a window was just going to blow out any minute. It was just really creepy. And they didn't even serve food. That was the first mistake. It's like, when do you get on a plane flight that doesn't serve food? And it was like, they would bring you one soda pop. That's all you got for the whole flight. That little, the little plastic cup. That little plastic cup like you get at yacht club parties. And that was it. And it was like, oh my God, I can't do this. And so you're going to be ordering as much liquor as you can. I was like, so bring me 2 at a time. Okay, now bring me 3 at a time. I mean, and I was drinking in a bar before I even got on the plane, okay? There's no lie. Yep, I was drinking in a bar before I even got on that plane. So I was already all the way live, about halfway rolled up in a window shade probably. So, I was like, yeah, bring me one. Got her to come back, bring me 2. Or come back, but bring me 3. So they bring you those little liquor bottles, And I'm real hyper, so I could drink a lot. Back in my day when I drank, I could drink a ton. It takes a ton of bricks to hold me down. And when I quit drinking, people were like, "You're so dull. You're no fun to hang out with." I said, "I still go to clubs. I just drink Coke." Oh, I love that little bicycle with the little green lights going all the way around. That's so cool looking. It's probably my old friend Aaron riding. But anyway, so I'm just not a plane person. Dear God, no sir. And then trying to find your luggage. Oh no, that's just a joke from hell. I remember Kevin we had to send Kevin somewhere. I think Ron and I may have sent him back to Massachusetts to see his grandma or something, flying back something. I can't remember what it was. And he didn't have his luggage. It was like, so where's your stuff? I don't know. Well, and he was like, I think he was about 15 then, 14 or 15. And he's like, well, I don't know. And Kevin was lamer. He just, very lax. And so we're like, well, why do you not know? I mean, did you bring it with you? Well, yeah, I guess. It's like, so you checked it in and they gave you the ticket? And he's like, well, yeah. Where's the ticket? I don't know. So, and then you end up finding the ticket when it's time to do the clothes because he won't check his damn pocket. So you have to do it, do the laundry, then you find the ticket. So, we called the airlines down there at LAX, said we need to know where this luggage is. It's been like a week since he got in from that flight. He had a big giant suitcase. And they were like, well, we don't know. So I feel like you're talking to the same person all day long. Well, I don't know. Oh. So, or Scooby-Doo. Oh. So it's like, oh boy. So we never thought we would ever see that luggage again. And about 6 or 7 months later, they called and they said, well, we found your luggage. Like, what luggage? And it was like that Boston, Massachusetts luggage. They're like, when can you come get it? Well, in the next 24 hours. How about that? Okay. They say, well, it's a little damaged. What do you mean it's a little damaged? Oh, that's all we can tell you. So we went down there. I mean, if he had a suitcase that was, like the size of the trunk of the old cars. It was big. Just big. And so, because that's what you did, when you got on planes, you just brought as much luggage as you could. You got the biggest stuff you could get, and nowadays it's like they have restrictions, like it can't be over 18 inches rolling, and you can only carry this much carry-on luggage. But in the old days, they didn't give a crap. You could bring a whole bunch of luggage before you had to pay extra. So, we got down there to go pick it up, and I guess Ron went to go get it and brought it back to the house, and he flops it on the couch to look at it, and it had like, I wonder if this new taco joint is open. I don't need to be eating before I go to sleep. I don't know, I need to see what hours are open. Maybe it'll be online. But anyway, they got a taco joint open over here. Anyway, so he opens it up, and it reeked. And it looked like it had been in the rain. It was damaged. They had literally like taped it shut to hold it kind of together. So I don't know what happened, if it like it was run over, fell out of the door of the plane while it was in flight, I don't know. But it was bad, and it reeked. And Cabby had dirty clothes in there, so, you know, after so many months, that becomes all the way live. Like, these pants could get up and walk, okay? It was like, oh, this is scary. Now we got Gumby Land clothing. So, anyway, we're like going through it, and it's like, Kevy said, well, you know, we got your luggage, and do you want to check it? And he's like, oh. So, he's like standing there, and he's kind of like, hands in his pockets, just kind of looking at it. And he's like, so, you think everything's in there? Well, I don't know. I mean, you don't remember what you put in there? You know, you had anything important in there? You had a box of hundreds, or, I mean, you know. I wonder if this place is even open. The Taco Shed, it's called. So anyway, it was pretty bad. I tried to wash and save stuff, but it was like, you know, like, what do you call it? Not, is it moldy, mildewy, something, whatever. Stained looking. It was growing because it had been wet. But a huge suitcase full of stuff. So and you can do a lot with jeans. All you gotta do is bleach them. But what a mess! What a total mess. Ross Dress for Less is opening. Now they had a Burke's or Beals out here at one point for a million years, and then they closed it. And they're going to bring this out here? I just don't know. They'd have been better off putting that in Blue Water Bay. Because I just don't know about putting one out here. I'm kind of thinking that it's made the Ollie's a smaller store or something. I thought that was all Ollie's before that Ross is in there. But they're not even open yet. Papa Murphy's. That's an interesting cat that has that place. My daughter went there for a job interview, and I went with her, and he was kind of weird. He was like, I don't hire any minors at all. And the way he said it was kind of like, I do minors, but not under 18. I mean, that's what it sounded like. Sort of like, I looked at her and went, you know, it'll be alright. Let's just pass this one here. Pass the Rooney. We're done. Oh, I'm not going to the market over here. Real quick, because there's not many people. This store is like so empty. City gas station. It closes early because they don't have enough people working. I know a girl that's district manager for the Walmart gas stations. She was telling me all about it. All about it. It's BOWT. Anyway, guys, you have a great one. I love you.